NOKKO, the new mushroom-themed frame, is a skill issue prevention warframe, literally immortal. If you go down, then just uninstall the game at that point. Like, what are you doing? And yeah, he's already a million times better than his sister Yoreli. What's good, folks? It's Nightmare Frame here with a new Warframe video talking about NOKKO. Two things to take note of this frame: unkillable and mushroom. You have mushroom buffs that give you movement speed, priming, scalable strength for everyone, and some crowd control. So let's take a look at his kit to get a better understanding, because he's really easy to play. His passive allows you to avoid death, where you shrink down into a little sportling, and during this state you can rush towards mushrooms you've hopefully placed on the field to revive yourself. They will be glowing, so it's going to be easier for you to spot them. And also during the state, orbs will spawn to grant you movement speed so you can get to those mushrooms faster. His first ability allows you to deploy 4 mushrooms that pulsate and release a viral to nearby enemies and lull them to sleep. So this is a primer and a crowd control tool. His second ability are mushrooms that buff your strength and regenerate energy per pulse. And you can have a maximum of 2 mushrooms on the field. And the buff actually lingers, so you can technically go in and out to refresh your buffs. The third ability shrinks you down to a little sporling, and you cannot attack or use any of your other abilities, although you're invulnerable and untargetable by enemies. You also regenerate health and shields and stack up over shields. You also spawn in balls that can be picked up to grant you a speed buff and heal you. And while in this state, you can actually triple jump and dash forward to move even further and faster. The other thing about this ability is that it has no cooldown, and it's based off duration, so you can just technically spam it over and over and over again as long as you have energy. And guess what? We're going to be having a lot of energy thanks to his second ability. So that's why you're unkillable. But if you were to replace an ability, this is going to be the only one you kind of have to replace, and add 1 survivability mod on your build. And if you're wondering what Helminth to put in, well, come on guys, you know the answer. It's Roar. And if you want funnies, there's Breed Surge. The fourth ability has NOKKO throw out 3 balls that bounces off of multiple surfaces and dealing toxin damage in an AoE. And when it makes contact with your mushrooms, it invigorates them to pulsate faster. Each bounce will increase the crit chance of the explosions per bounce. And the great thing is that these mushrooms will prioritize healthier Xmas units. And here's a nice tip. You can actually bounce off your mushrooms to propel yourself upwards and forward as a decent movement tool. Alright, as you saw, he has a very simple kit. So let's take a look at how you actually play him and mod him. Alright, boys and gals, here we are in the simulacrum just to showcase how this frame works and how I built him. I'll showcase 2 different builds. They're not that different. One of them has a Helminth, the other one is Helminthless. You know, for those purists out there, you know what I'm saying? As you can see, this is how you start off in a mission. We don't have much energy on the bottom right, as you can see, and we can easily stack this up without using energy pads. I'll be using the Madurai focus school, so I'll start off the mission with 2 Void Slinks. This is only in the beginning. I never need to use this anymore. But with this initial cast, I will get Sling Strength for that 40% increase in strength. And of course, when you transfer back, you get even more casting speed. We're gonna do that again. Just 2 Void Slings. All right, pop your second ability, and boom, we charge up some energy. And I'll pop another one, right, and use the fourth ability, have those 2 bounce off each other, and boom, we're max energy just like that. Also, take note, this is with negative efficiency, by the way. Now that we have these 2 mushrooms pulsating, you know, giving me all that juice, bounce into battle. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 mushrooms over there, and we can put 1, 2 strength energy mushrooms, and with my Helminth ability, Breed Surge, 1, 2. There you go. And 3. I chose this simulacrum because it's spread out, and you can see how it bounces off all these different enemies. Because if this was in an enclosed space, it will just look overpowered, right? But this is more of a, you know, realistic setup. So yeah, that's with the Helminth ability, Breed Surge. As you can see, I have a bunch of shields, and I can crowd control enemies. So now let's see this with, you know, living targets. Oh no, what will happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Breed Surge, 1, 2. Let's get some energy. 3. I mean, if we do die, we have our mushrooms to revive us, right? So we don't have a third ability on this one. So we die. Boom. Come back to life. We're invulnerable, baby. You can't kill us, man. You can never get me down. What are you doing? 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 You saw what just happened there. As long as you have mushrooms on the field, you are unkillable. So you technically don't even need your third ability. The third ability is just there for some of that additional, oh shit, I'm about to die, and you don't have the mushrooms, you know? You got me? There you go. And I chose Breach Surge over Roar because Breach Surge is more, you know, it's fun and you get to see all the explosions. But Roar is going to be a better damage option. And of course, for the non-Helminth variant, I have no shields. I'm just going to be going in here. And of course, I can survive with my little mini-me form. Pick up those things. You see those things? You pick them up. Boom! Now you're faster and you're zooming. And they don't even know where I am. Spam that. And untargetable. And watch them all die. As you can see, it still kills. So yeah, both builds, very functional, unkillable. So yes, if you die as NOKKO, uninstall the game at that point. What are you doing playing? This is actually easy mode. The easiest mode you will ever be, you know, experiencing in Warframe. All of my weapons here are not for damage because all of our damage is going to be coming from our abilities. Well, I mean, mostly his fourth ability. But yes, all of the weapons here are utility. Our companion is also utility. So let's actually take a look at how we put them together. For the Archon Shards, the most mandatory Archon Shards are going to be the 2 casting speed ones. The other ones are just up to you. Put whatever you want. And the last 3 shards are going to be 2 strength ones. You know, as you can see. Boom, boom, 2 strength, and 1 duration shard. This is for some initial boost with the strength. However, you can also go with full duration, up to you. So let's start off with the first build. This is the non-Helminth build. You have a free arcane slot. You can put in whatever you want, literally whatever you want. I personally can't decide. Either run efficiency for even more duration or just, I don't know, but whatever. But multi-augmented is going to be very, very useful because of that strength increase. So even more strength, so our fourth ability can do giga damage, and our second ability can provide us with even more energy and give us more strength. So we add strength to give us strength back. Funny, right? Anyway, growing power. This is the default V polarity. I didn't even put an aura form on this. Do you need armor strip? If you want, you can put it. But guess what? Because his fourth ability does toxin, we can run Archon continuity to proc corrosive. Remember, this is not corrosive damage, this is just the corrosive proc. We're benefiting from the increase in duration, and we get some corrosive procs with our toxin abilities. And notice we have 2 mods that give us negatives here: blind rage and overextended. Strength with negative efficiency, range and negative strength. Ooh, we don't like that, but guess what? It doesn't matter because of our second ability. Yet again, this provides us with strength, and it will counteract overextended. And because this also gives us energy, it counteracts the negative efficiency. So these are just pure positives at this point. And we're stacking our range to 265% with overextended, stretch, and reach. We need that range. It's importante. You see, it's so importante I had to even speak in Chinese right there. This gives us a radius of 39 meters. So this will be good for you and allies. You can go in and out. And this increases the explosion radius of that fourth ability. It's very, very important that you have a large explosion radius for this. And I'm stacking even more duration thanks to Constitution. And for a larger energy pool, I have Prime Flow. I don't need Equilibrium, don't need any of that. Prime Flow, and we're chilling. We get a lot of energy back. And this is pretty much the non-Helminth variant. For the Helminth variant, I'm running Breach Surge on the third ability. And I only changed 1 mod. Did you notice the difference in the stats? That's right. I just removed Constitution for primed redirection, and I'm using Arcane Aegis for even more shield regeneration. And guess what? We get overshields thanks to our Augur mods placed on our Warframe and secondary weapon. So yeah, just use abilities. As you can see, we're getting overshields. Spam your abilities, and we got overshields. There you go. And we have infinite energy. Just spam. Look at our energy. This is with negative efficiency, by the way. Now for our weapons. Utility. Remember, guys, utility. Why do we use the miter? To pop nully bubbles. That's it. Do the evolutions matter? Nah, it doesn't matter. You can even go raw without an incarnate. But Amalgam Serration, just for the sprint. Neutralizing Justice, just for that nully pop. That's it. Secondary weapon, the Sayotet. This is here for manual grouping. If our naughty list dies, we have this Sayotet. Right? Simple. Remember what I said about the auger mods? Boom, you see? Another auger mod there. Just for that energy to shield conversion. Nice. And yeah, that's the setup. And then finally, the other half, aka the Praetus. This is here for zoomies. Only for zoomies. We got parkour velocity and that sprint and slide speed. So we move faster. And it can synergize really well with our mushrooms. Boom! Look at that! Lovely, lovely, lovely. The build, very simple. Just a bunch of attack speed, exposure, and it's built for heavy attack. Let's say violence gets to us, but guess what? Violence won't even get to us. Our mushroom bouncing ball will destroy him before he even gets to us. 3, 4. Oh no, it's violence! My biggest weakness. Guys, you can't see me. You can't see me. Guys, you can't see me. No! Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Guys, that's how good it is. And for our naughty list, this guy is just here for the radial sucking, thanks to Corden. Corden is importante. And then boom, you also have Guardian to refresh your shields if they do break. And with Manifold Bond, this easily reduces the cooldown of Corden and Guardian. And Shield Charger increases our shields even more. So yes, we have a bunch of survivability without his base kit already. And for the weapon, you can use two weapons. You have the Tazakor or the Verglass. They'll pretty much do the same thing for this setup. It is going to be the Shivering Contagion spread. Taking a look at the build, we have Radiation, Corrosive, Magnetic, and Cold with Shivering Contagion. So when you proc Cold, it spreads over to additional enemies. And for the Verglass variant, it already has Cold. So all I had to do was put, you know, gas instead of corrosive, and we have magnetic, radiation, and cold. Same thing. So pick whichever one you want. Otherwise, that's how you play this guy. Incredible how this dude and Yoreli are siblings. One is dog shit and useless, while the other one is actually useful and a fun guy. Guys, get it? Because he's mushroom. Yes. Anyway, folks, that has been it for me. I do hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. And if you did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Baru. For more Warframe content, streams, and so much more, do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, a peace. Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye. NOKKO meta! Let's go!